All right, we're live now.
Salut.
Hope you guys can hear us okay. Can you hear me okay, Mario?
Yeah, I hear you. Again, how am I sounding?
Pretty good.
Is it too high? Too low?
Yeah, we're a couple of minutes late, but hello to everybody out there.
Howdy doody.
And yeah, we haven't talked in a while, like one-on-one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the last thing. I think it was when we did the Ninja Turtle commentary stuff.
Yeah.
Or one of them worked just right. The other one was like.
What did we use? But we used another program. That wasn't StreamYard? It was like a Streamlabs.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Hey, DJ.
And of course, since then, the soundtrack for the second film has actually been dropped.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's now on, all the streaming platforms like Spotify and all that. You can get it on iTunes. You can buy it off of Amazon and all that. I haven't checked the prices, but if it's like the first one, on the vinyl's probably gonna be a lot cheaper for some reason.
That's cool.
That's why I don't have a hard. That's why I don't have a hard copy of
it. By the way, for DJ, it's whatever you guys want to talk about. Questions, whatever questions you have, you want to throw Mario's way and what have you. But we're doing good. Mass Singer. So, yeah, the floor is open. Anybody wants to ask questions? And I'm going to start doing more of these, like one-on-ones, because I'm always doing the group hangouts, and they're fun. But I never, I know you've been in one before, but it's been a minute.
Oh, yeah, because every other time you do one, it's either a night I'm on work or I've been at the gym where it's like, oh, damn it.
Man, so have you watched anything lately, movie-wise, or?
Well, I saw the Batman in theaters twice the last 2 weekends.
I get that you liked it. I mean, you've seen it twice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the second time watching it, as quick, it didn't quite have the same feeling, but that's because the first time, since it has that detective thriller noir vibe, you're like Batman, the whole film, you're trying to figure out, okay, where's Riddler's plan going with this? So you're thinking along with him, whereas with the second one, you already know where everything's going. So you're looking more for foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch stuff.
Did you plan on reviewing it or something? Or?
Oh, yeah, I just got to put a few notes down. And I'm sorry if, just a little side, I'm sorry if my camera's auto-focusing. I don't know why it's doing that now.
It's okay. Did you hear that Space Jams 2 got a fuckload of Razzie awards?
Not surprised.
Like, how many are we talking about, though?
Let me look it up, actually. Okay. To IMDb we go. I wouldn't be surprised if it swept it. Okay.
Yeah, I did watch. While you look up that, I did watch X last night. It was good. And there was a couple of scenes that maybe, I don't know, I didn't need to see.
So you're not gonna say you wish you didn't see it, because then a random Jin might come in here and go.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm kind of like, I've been back and forth on reviewing it. Like, I liked it, but maybe I'll review it down the road.
All right, here it is. I don't know if they've held them yet, but worst picture, worst actor for LeBron James, worst screen couple, it says LeBron James. So I guess that that's a Narcissus joke there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing in the film he's probably like, probably Bugs would be off on the corner like, yeah, would you two like to be alone, Mac? And of course, this one goes without saying, worst remake, ripoff, or sequel.
There you have it.
Yeah, that one they give to a lot of ones, though. But then again, a film comes around every now and then that actually deserves it.
Yeah, and that one especially.
Yeah, because like with some of the Oscar ones, you got to take the Razzies with a grain of salt, because look how many times Stallone got nominated.
Exactly. And I didn't recently, like, Bruce Willis got like nominated like 9 for 9 of his movies.
Yeah.
And like got his own category.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah. But given, I guess the little thing about his health that dropped, it's not that surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you guys
When
How'd you
Bruce
guys
has
first discover? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
when Bruce has to use a teleprompter, it's sad. When Christopher Walken has to use a teleprompter, it's funny because that's your shtick.
Yeah, because I saw, I forgot which film it was, and but Bruce Willis is in it, and you could see like he has an earpiece.
Uh, they're not even trying to hide it by making it flesh tone.
Yeah, like he turns his head that way, and you could see something in his ear, which is sad.
At least give a story reason for it being there, like have his character be hard of hearing.
Yeah, I mean, why not that? I mean, throw a handicap for the main character, and I would understand that more.
You remember what year that film was from?
It was pretty recent. It was probably, I forgot the name of it.
I would ask if it's an action one, but most of the ones we do lately look like they're action. So
I know. Just go look at look at IMDb, and Bruce Willis makes a movie every week.
Oh yeah, it's like he just is randomly walking through the movie sets, and they're like, "Okay, we'll put him in this film."
Yeah. But DJ's asking, how did you guys first discover YouTube, and who inspired you to make a channel and videos?
I don't remember exactly who told me about it. I remember more or less when I discovered it. Would have been around the beginning of it, 05, 06-ish. Back when you could find movies uploaded on there. You could find anime episodes split into 3 parts all across the site. The era where people actually still uploaded porn onto YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I never watched it, but that was the era with 2 Girls, 1 Cup was on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, like that stuff.
Yeah, just going through random videos. And I don't remember which video it was or how I came across it, but I think it might have been the TMNT commentaries, but I came across Matt's channel.
Yeah.
And it was through him I discovered all the other side ones, Michael King, everyone else slowly out from there. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll start doing stuff. I don't remember if I did something from the camera first or started doing some of my more primitive video tributes first, but started doing them and it just bloomed from there.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think it started to me, like for me around 08, because I had seen Rambo, and then like shortly after seeing the movie, I came across Matt's channel and his review for it. And I'm like, okay, he seems like a cool guy. Let me follow him. And then he started doing tributes, and then I started getting more into, I think around that time I may have discovered Mike, and then shortly thereafter, you and Aaron.
Oh yeah, Aaron. He's a good
I don't
guy,
know.
too.
I don't know what happened with Aaron, but hope he's doing well. When's the last time you spoke to him?
Been a while, because I think it would have been either the last time he commented on one of my videos or probably the last video he uploaded, and that's been a hot minute.
Yeah, and Efrey, when he was doing videos for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Wild Man Beyond, and then later on Matt Thomas, but for the last 14 years, which is hard to say and hard to think about, but and I still make it because I enjoy it, and so
it's gonna be one day down the road we're gonna be like, back in my day, YouTube didn't have all these dang air restrictions. We only had 10 minutes of video upload time. We had to split our videos into multiple parts. And
that's right.
We were happy.
Yeah.
All right, Granddad, go to bed. Go to bed. I'm not.
Yeah. We're gonna be like back in our day. Let me see here.
Back in our day, we still went to the movie theater.
Yeah.
I hope that never happens.
I know, right? I think movie theaters will still be around for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a drive-in, they'll be sad.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there are still a couple around.
Uriel is asking, what are your thoughts on Batman or the Batman? Because it's better than I expected.
As a whole, I really did enjoy it. I haven't looked up his full thoughts other than what he put on Facebook, but my thoughts are more or less in line with Mike's OCP Communications, where he puts it up there with Burton's too and above some of the other ones.
Yeah.
And I also just recently during the week watched The Dark Knight. That one I still enjoy, but I don't know, maybe it was the internet connection and all that, but it's like some of it kind of has aged a little bit since the last time I watched it. But the cinematography and stuff is still beautiful on it. And of course, with that Bale's voice, but that's a whole other topic. But with this one, I do love it has that Fincher-esque vibe from the way it's paced, even down to the lighting and the cinematography. And it does what only a few other movies, mainly like the Burton films and parts like Batman '89's introduction to Batman, do, and that's make Batman scary.
Yeah.
Like the shot that comes to mind is at the end of the crash scene, just the way it has it angled when Penguin's in the car. I'm trying to keep it loosey for those who haven't seen it, but just the way the shot is set up, you see the fear on his face, and then just Batman coming forward, and the fact that they also pair it with that boot sound,
Yeah.
and the way that Rob walks, he's putting his weight down intentionally to make that sound, which is something I can speak to because for my job, the boots we have to wear, I can walk despite my weight and not barely make a sound with them, but then also intentionally make a sound with them.
Mhm.
So with how he's walking, he's intentionally making the sound for dramatic effect, and it does work with how everything goes with it. And then of course the Riddler being creepy, definitely a change from the last two live action
Yeah.
Riddlers. I mean, both of them over the top. You get a little bit of that creepy vibe with Jim Carrey's one, which I guess is kind of a take on how he was in the comics at that time. But to actually make him scary based off the Zodiac killer, ooh, that's quite a change. And from the
And kind of
context
like
of,
Jigsaw a little bit.
oh yeah, we're gonna play a game, Batman. Live or die, make a choice.
Yeah.
And then the duct tape,
Oh yeah.
and then the another. This is probably one of the best things about it, but that has nothing to do with how the film is really paced and all that. Is that it's a reboot without it being an origin story.
Exactly.
It just jumps right into it. I mean, Batman '89 kind of an origin story, but he's already been Batman. It's just more the origin story of how he, starts to work with the cops and all that. Whereas this one, he's already kind of working with them, more so Gordon, but kind of is more of an origin for some of his villains.
Hmm.
And of course, it has that neo noir type vibe, even down to the fact that Batman narrates parts.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah. And I know before the film came out, people were talking about Rob's little comment about bulking up, which he's fit, but it's not like massive fit, like not like how Affleck looked in the role, like in that scene where he's working out in BVS, where you could see that he actually got jacked for the role.
Yeah.
Whereas Rob, it's like a lean fit. It's kind of like how if Keaton actually had gone and worked out more than what he normally did.
Hmm.
This is how I kind of picture how his Batman would be built, where he's going to be able to kick your ass and he's built for more speed, but there's going to be some power behind those blows.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the score that adds to the whole vibe of it, especially like I mentioned earlier about Batman actually being scary.
Yeah.
And of
Great
course,
score.
like Mike mentioned in his thing, Batman makes mistakes in this film, but he's still learning and he adapts by the end of it. And since I did bring up Dark Knight in Nolan's ones, there is one thing that Nolan did that I think they do better here, and that is conveying how Batman uses the environment, like the dark, like a cramped hallway, to his advantage without disorientating the audience.
Exactly.
That's more an issue in Batman Begins, where it's like, okay, I get the artistic thing no one's going for, but I don't like this here. It's like when they use shaky cam in a scene where it doesn't really feel natural.
Hmm.
Like storming of a beach in a war movie works. Action scene where you're trying to follow the action, no. And that's what that scene in Begins goes with. This one, just a steady shot, light flashing, and you see the movement, and it works. And it kind of reminds me like how a video game cutscene would be, kind of like how Affleck's fights are kind of right out of the Arkham games.
Yeah. And I definitely will be picking that up when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
If I
same here.
I mean, if I don't see it again, I definitely will be picking it up.
Oh yeah, don't forget it's coming to HBO Max soon.
Yeah, in April, right?
Yeah, I think like mid-ish.
Hey, Stranger Boy. Stranger Boy.
In terms of them, the only real flaw with it is that he's more Batman than Bruce Wayne, but early, so it makes sense. But if we're going off of like how he plays the character when he's under the cape and cowl,
Mm-hmm.
definitely up there with Keaton easily.
Yeah, I would say he's my second favorite.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely beats out Bale because Bale's voice, and more so in the sequels, kind of does kill him a little bit.
Yeah. Without
Hey,
the pack, cigarette packs.
yep. I do not have throat cancer. Where is it? And then put him above Affleck, and mainly just because of the fact that Affleck didn't have the best scripts, even though he did do a good job with the character. So having a better script kind of does edge him out. And even though I feel in certain regards that he's underrated, I would also put him above Kilmer.
That's what you would put Affleck above Kilmer?
Yeah.
Okay, I would probably. Yeah, I can see that. I probably would too.
And of course, all of them, they're obviously above Clooney, but that goes into the script thing again. Because with the right script, Clooney could have pulled it off. I mean, he had the look for the Bruce Wayne part.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that probably with a slightly darker script, maybe lowering the octave of his voice a little bit under the cowl.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like when Clooney showed up as Batman, especially in the first scene, it seems like, okay, I'm Clooney. It's like he's at a Halloween party. I mean,
Oh yeah, that about sums it up. But that's what happens when you're in a movie that's made solely to sell toys.
But I would say, yeah, Keaton's still my favorite, and then Pattinson is probably number 2 for me.
Which adds to a question I got. Have you been reading any of the Batman '89 comics?
Mm-mm.
They got the first 4 issues out. There's 2 more, and it's pretty good so far.
I did check him out.
Yeah, like in the comic arc, they're already at the part where Harvey becomes Two-Face.
Oh wow!
And they're really delving into the psychological damage that the accident causes on him. I'm not going to give any spoilers about it, but it really does fit, and it does utilize some of the plot points from the 2 Burton films and continue on from it.
Okay, I have to check him out then. Any chance to see that? I mean, I wish they would have gotten Billy D. Williams back later on.
Oh yeah,
but we all know how that happened.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we're gonna pay him, play him out.
I don't know.
Yes, Malcolm D. Lee.
They directed Space Jam 2 and Scary Movie 5.
How do you react with Scary Movie 5? Getting one of them, I guess.
But we got, let me see here. We got Scotty, Retro Scotty. What's going on, Scotty?
Oh, it's another fun day online.
Want to hear Mario's thoughts on the whole John Avenger situation?
What's that situation about?
I don't know if he was a troll from a while back. I think he made some fake accounts on Facebook of me and you and Mike and Matt and others.
Oh, was he that guy that kept trolling all of them, making all those fake ones? And didn't he once get on the stream here and start saying a bunch of stuff?
He may have. I mean, and then like a little bit later on or after that, he got made fun of on Twitter because he put himself out there on Twitter tearing apart an action figure of Rey from The Force Awakens. I don't know if you heard about that. Have I ever told that story?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Okay, so this little video he put out, I guess he may have seen The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi, and he tore apart an action figure of Rey, and the video got put out there on Twitter, and eventually it reached a couple of filmmakers. I think one was the director of Upgrade. I forgot the guy's name, but he made fun of him, and I mean, so yeah. but he was a troll. I mean, that's the story.
Lay Wannell, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, that's him. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, well, you do something like that, eventually it's gonna get passed around, especially if you share it on Twitter.
Yeah. I said the tables got turned on him. I mean, like I
Yep.
said, he hasn't been around in a while, so
Maybe you got a visit from Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah, that's it. YouTube used to be good back then.
Oh, that's right. It's still good around the time Google first bought it, but then with all the changes they made, that's when they've made it worse.
Yeah.
And then of course,
Back
like
then, you can get away with more.
oh yeah, that of course, then all the monetization came in. That's both a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing is, of course, now they're trying to kowtow to all the sponsors and all that. Now you can't give him money for that video. He's cursing too much in it.
Yeah.
Sir, this
And
is a
whatever,
movie about. Sir, this is a video about the Navy.
and whatever happened to messaging? Because I missed that. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I wish they would bring that back.
messaging, video responses.
Yeah.
See what other feature did they get rid of? The star system. I don't really. That one. That's one of those ones. Is like it's neither here nor there because we still have the ability to like and dislike videos,
Yeah.
and that makes it a little easier too because then you don't have to go and like, okay, I like this one, but is this a 5-star video or a 4-star video?
And now, like, you can't, all the dislikes are hidden, I guess, to protect the bigger YouTubers.
Yeah. And with some of my Raymond videos getting trolled downvotes, I can kind of understand why, though. Ooh, top 3 Hitchcock films. That's a pretty good
But
question.
you do a great job on those. I mean,
Yeah.
I need to watch more, though, of that show.
Yeah, I think it's some of them, like, before we get onto the Hitchcock question, a couple of them just blow up randomly. I mean, the pilot one getting all the views, that kind of makes sense. But then other ones just randomly, and people downvote them, and then randomly a few of them will get comments like, oh, this is just talking. It's like, did you not read the title before you clicked on the video? It clearly states reviews before it says what episode and the season and episode number of the episode. So if you thought this was actually going to be the upload of the episode, that's on you.
Yeah, people can't read.
Yep. Or they read, but they don't comprehend what they're reading. All right, top 3 Hitchcock films. That's a tough one because I already know what one of them is going to be. It will be my favorite one of the ones
I've only
I've
seen
seen.
Psycho, so I can't.
That's a good one. I have the book of it over there. I've only flipped through it. I got to read it one of these days. But Rear Window, without a doubt, is my favorite of his films. I was putting the other two because I still have to trek through a lot of his filmography. Like, don't know where exactly I have it. I have one of the box sets they had released of his, and there's a handful of films in there I haven't seen or I haven't seen in ages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't seen The Trouble with Harry in like 25 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Now that one really shows Hitchcock going for dark comedy because that's a movie about a dead body out in the woods and people trying to figure out what they're supposed to do with it. Yeah. You make it a little bit more over the top, it might sound like a Monty Python sketch. You expect the crow to walk in at any moment.
Yeah.
Silly.
I was about to say I got The Birds, but I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's essentially like Jaws, where if you take a B-movie premise, have it made by an excellent director with top-notch effects for the time and top-notch production values, and it turns what could have been just like a low-budget schlock movie that you'd have as part of a double feature into an A feature. Alien is also in that same type of category too.
Yeah.
Then Catch a Thief is a good one. Oh, Vertigo is a good one, but I got to add the asterisk to that one kind of is an acquired taste because of certain aspects of the film.
Okay. I need to catch up on my Hitchcock movies.
Yeah. And of course, there's also North by Northwest. That's a Hitchcock film. Even if you haven't seen it, you know about it because that's the one with the infamous biplane crop duster scene.
I think I have that. I don't know. I have to look again, but I do have Rear Window. I know I got that somewhere.
And that's the second film he did with James Mason playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it also shows what, if he had done a Bond film, what Hitchcock could have done.
Now, how would that would have been?
Yeah, been very interesting. How should they make a live action Kirby movie? I'll probably take notes from what they've done with Sonic.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that familiar with like a lot of the grander Kirby lore, other than like one of the other characters is a penguin that I guess is supposed to be like an emperor penguin, like a literal emperor or something, because he looks like he's royalty. Try to incorporate Kirby's ability in a believable manner.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say too. Like, is he like if you think about because they've already done Detective Pikachu and Sonic. Like, is Kirby? I mean, he's everybody knows Kirby, but is he as big as Sonic or Pikachu?
Yeah, probably for like people that grew up in the era we were kids in, because other than like the anime or something they did a while ago, I think most people know him from Smash Brothers now.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is why if they did one, they'd probably be like, "Oh, they're gonna do a Smash Brothers movie."
Yeah, I would like to see that. Do a live action or do like a CG animated. I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Technically, right. So far, the closest we have to that is that first Smash Brothers commercial.
And now they got one for like Nickelodeon did one, like Nickelodeon All Brawl for one of the systems. Was it the Switch?
I think so. Like I know another friend was talking about it. Like they got a bunch of different Nickelodeon characters in there. Like they have different variants of the Ninja Turtles in that one.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I don't know if they'll do it, but I'm like, if they could somehow figure out a way to incorporate 1990 Shredder in that game, that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Start beating up the other characters with that spear. Oh yeah.
Gargling marble shit.
Yeah.
Christian.
I'm Batman. I think a death metal singer would actually be able to sustain it more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think the problem there was that with the first film, he was doing that voice improperly without actually having the proper coaching. What's up?
Amir?
Batman and water. That's what's up.
Yeah, he needs some water, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not seen I haven't seen the 2021 one yet. Although, just a little fun fact: the casino I work at, they actually do have a slot machine around the center of the floor that is based on the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is why amongst the other officers, my little joke about it has been, whoever controls the spice controls the casino.
I got the original dude, but I have not seen the new one. I mean, all the stuff I've heard about the new one has been mixed.
Yeah. I did see the old one about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago now. I meant to sit down and review it, but I'm going to have to watch it again to refresh my memory. And I do have that Arrow Blu-ray around here somewhere. Probably will use that to watch it. I liked it all right. I mean, you could definitely tell that they heavily abridged the story in places, but having not read the book, I cannot speak for if it's good or bad.
And now there's going to be a part 2.
The Mandela Effect. Oh, yeah. The very fun and much talked about Mandela Effect. There's been some of them, like I think the one that everybody has suffered involving a family of bears. The Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like, I remember them as Berenstein, but that's probably one of those things where we see the word, we read it as one way, and then when we go back and actually look at it more carefully, we're like, what?
I haven't experienced it, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah, that's the main one. The only other things I could think of I wouldn't classify as that. It's just like weird, like vague memories of films and all that. Then when I find out what it is, I'm like, oh, yeah. Like other than that, I can't really think of it unless it's one of those weird things where you're remembering a movie scene wrong. There's not that many examples of that I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah, and I'm trying to for everybody out there, There's a couple of people like we got Studio Red Band that commented and such. We're trying to catch up here. We're getting there though.
We will go all the way. Oh yeah, Rear Window. That's everybody knows that one from the parodies. Like anime, not Animax. Tiny Toons did a parody of it too. Birds.
Oh, Tiny Toons, that brings me back.
Yep. For the bird.
Yeah, I got all three of them, but I still haven't watched them yet. Well, okay, Psycho I did watch. I got on Blu-ray.
Have you watched the Psycho remake?
I got it. It's actually somewhere behind there, over there somewhere, but I have not watched it yet.
Yeah. There's a reason why people try to talk that one. You'll see it just from one scene involving Norman Bates in a peephole.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. But it's like, with that one, it's like, why do it shot for shot?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, people talk about other remakes that were pointless, but that's the most pointless thing you could probably do is shot for shot.
Well, if I ever like go through the franchise one day, oh, that's definitely going to be a rant. Because I still have to see Psycho 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I got the DVD that Shout Factory did for 2 laying somewhere around. Still got to get 3. I've seen parts of 4.
Hey, Matt Thomas, Studio Red Band.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Flash.
Hey.
Let's see here. Bad. So I got a request from somebody to review Attack Force with Steven Seagal.
Is that one of his direct-to-DVD ones?
Yes.
Mid-2000s?
Yes.
So is this pre or post fast food cravings?
It was during it.
During it.
I mean, golly, the movie's so bad. I'll talk about it when I do my rant, but the dubbing goes back and forth so much in that movie. Like he'll sound like he's his regular, how Seagal sounds, and then it'll cut to like a Cajun accent.
Oh, God damn it, Steven.
Like he sounds like a grumpy old man, get off my lawn type of voice.
Basically like the one weird mascot guy from The Waterboy, only if you could actually understand what he was saying.
I'd rather listen to him dub over Seagal's voice in Attack Force. It'll probably be funny. I can get through the movie, but when I talk about that movie, yeah, that's coming up next.
After these messages.
Who should be the next Bond?
Well, that would depend on how long they're going to let the franchise rest. Because even though I haven't seen the film, I know what happens at the end. So with an ending like that, you would probably want to let the franchise rest for a while.
Yeah.
Best example I could think of is whenever they end a Godzilla series, how they let the king rest for at least good 5 to 10 years, usually 10 if they kill him off. Like, let's see, there was about a 10-year interval between the Showa and Heisei series. The Heisei Millennium interval was shorter because of the 98 film. And then, of course, there was that, I think it was about 10 years, if I'm remembering right, maybe a little bit more between Millennium and then when they did Shin.
Mm-hmm.
So give it another 10 years. Probably go with a more unknown actor, so there's less pressure.
Yeah.
Well, there's still going to be pressure because, famous character. But it's not going to have as much of the, oh, really? They're casting that guy in it?
Yeah.
Bring up all the roles he's done. Like, I don't see it.
And now Amazon has acquired MGM, right? That's what I read.
So if Amazon, if they might want to try to push something out fast.
Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to want to jump on that. I mean, I haven't seen No Time to Die, but from what I heard, I'm good right now.
Probably wait until you do like a watch through of all the Daniel Craig era films.
Yeah, I reviewed the Bond movies last year, but I never got to that yet. When I heard, okay, I like the trailers, and when I heard about what happens at the end, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait a little bit. But I like Daniel Craig as Bond, so.
Shh, don't let Wild Man hear you.
I was just about to say, yeah. Yeah, Wild Man. I know he's not a big Daniel Craig fan.
Okay, 1 to 5. Bloodsport, Enter the Dragon, Mortal Kombat 95, Fist of Legend, and Legend of the Drunken Master. Well, on my end, probably would disappoint you, but I've only seen one of those 5 films.
Okay.
You want to take a guess which one it is?
Well, the only one I haven't seen is Fist of Legend. So number one, I will probably put. Oh my gosh, this is tough. Number one, I'll put Legend of Drunken Master. I really love that one. Number two, Mortal Kombat 95. And then Bloodsport, Enter the Dragon, Fist of Legend. There you go.
Yeah, the only one I've seen is Mortal Kombat, even though I do know about some of the meme-worthy stuff from Bloodsport and Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon's great. But
Yeah, I got the DVD for it somewhere up there.
And I got the Fist of Legend on DVD somewhere, and I still haven't seen that yet.
Got to get in a kung fu mood.
Yeah. Favorite bands.
Van
Halen.
Iron Maiden.
I've been listening to a lot of Meatloaf lately. I don't know why. But I've enjoyed his music. Well, yeah, I mean he's a singer, but ask about bands.
Metallica.
AC/DC.
Oh,
I throw it there.
Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got to listen through all of their albums from front to back. A little bit more, but Queen.
Yeah. Journey.
Blind Guardian. Despite what their guitarist participated in last year, Iced Earth.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Another good one. Let's see. What's another good one? That is one of those ones where you probably best to have the note for, but
yeah, you said Queen. I'll say Queen too.
Yeah. Black Sabbath.
There you go. There's a few.
Yeah, that's basically a list where you'd have to pull out a piece of paper, like Chris Jericho's list of holds.
Yeah.
Shazam is the creepiest one.
I'll say okay. Hootie and the Blowfish. I'll say that too.
I haven't listened to them, but the first time I heard of them was in a Carlin joke.
Oh, really?
He was making fun of, or he was talking about that if white people are going to burn down black churches, what black people ought to burn down the House of Blues.
Yeah.
And then he's going off, what do they have to be blue about? And he's listing a bunch of things that would be on a more broad thing would be like first world problems. The espresso machine is jammed. And the third thing he says is, Hootie and the Blowfish are breaking up?
Yeah. And that's a great. I mean, I don't listen to much of like the lead singer now. He's mainly country, and I'm like, man.
I mean, with how he sings, or just the style of music?
Well, that's now he's now a solo country singer. So I'm like, not for me. I mean, I'm not a big fan of country.
Me, I prefer more like the stripped down country. You know, kind of like Willie, or like the older country from like the 20s to the late 40s.
Yeah,
it's more
I can listen to that.
Yeah, it's more the Nashville style I can't really stand, or as I like to call it, pop with twang.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, there are still some good songs that come out of that. Every now and then it'll be like, this would sound so much better if it was a little bit more stripped down.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Johnny Cash technically goes in there, but he's kind of like, he's kind of in that middle ground where he's half country, half rock, because technically his genre is rockabilly, which is like a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
And then like his last couple albums, you could call like folk or folk country, something like that. Steven
Oh.
Seagal's hilarious and laughable.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back and forth so much in Attack Force, I lost count.
So what are you doing here, Steven? The dang old man will kick your ass, man.
Actually, this is where is it? Yeah, so there's one scene in the movie, for example, where he's talking in his regular voice. He walks off camera, in a different voice, he says, "Find that titty bar." Yeah, and I'm not lying. Like, just laziness.
Yeah, that's why I wonder. Now, does the Cajun voice sound like do the acoustics around it sound different?
Well, maybe it's not Cajun, but it's more like he's
Some type of draw.
yeah, like a grumpy old man. Like if Seagal was 90 years old, that's how I would describe it as.
Is he trying to basically trying to sound like Clint Eastwood if Clint Eastwood had a regional accent?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Like I can't describe it. It's like Gran Torino, Eastwood. Like get off my lawn type of voice.
Now you got to ask yourself one question: do I feel lucky? Well, do you, burger?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's out for out for the buffet.
I said no. Pickles.
Thank you, Matt. What are some of the worst Seagal theatrical movies?
Oh, that probably gave me more question for you because the only one of his films I've ever watched all the way through is Hard to Kill, and that's been ages.
Well, theatrical movies. Did The Patriot, the one that he did called The Patriot, was that theatrical? I can't remember or not. I've heard no. That's all I've heard about. Like I haven't seen it, but I've heard how bad it is.
Steven Seagal. Here we go. He's only has 59 credits. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'll list them. I'm going to list them down from
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
first release. Okay, Above the Law. I'd say that's good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, Hard to Kill. We already talked about that. Marked for Death.
Mm-hmm.
Out for Justice.
You know what? Matt Thomas just answered it for me. Thank you for reminding me. Machete.
Oh yeah.
I hate Machete. I love Danny Trejo, but I'm not a fan of that movie.
I remember liking parts of it, but Seagal in there was one thing I didn't like, especially how they killed him.
Yeah.
It's like really? After all he did to you, you're gonna actually let him commit seppuku and regain his honor? Then again, if they decapitated him, that would kind of be playing into it. It's like do something else, like slit his throat, do something.
But he's going to kill himself.
Yeah, or stick a piece of dynamite in him and kick him off.
Yeah, do that.
And be like, you fucked with the wrong Mexican.
But I forgot about that. Machete, I would throw in there. I mean, I like Danny Trejo, but I don't know. Just I wasn't a fan of that movie.
That's Under Siege.
I love Under Siege.
On Deadly Ground. Under Siege 2.
Fun movie.
On Executive Decision.
I'm not a fan of that one.
The Glimmer Man.
I like that one.
Okay, that's a television appearance, so we're skipping that one. Fire Down Below. Then after that is The Patriot.
Yeah, I want to say The Patriot. It may have been direct-to-video. I know Fabi would know.
Exit Wounds.
That's a decent one.
Ticker.
If that's theatrical, I could say that one, even though I haven't seen it, but I know I've heard a lot of bad things about Ticker.
Half Past Dead.
I could throw that one in there, but I haven't seen.
The Foreigner.
That was theatrical?
If I'm looking at the next two, right, they say video under the title, so I'm guessing that for certain filmographies they'll put video. Ticker
was direct-to-video.
All right.
Okay, Patriot was the first direct-to-video movie. Okay, that's what I thought. The Patriot. Not Mel Gibson's The Patriot. That's a better movie.
Oh yeah. Except for one scene if you live in Britain, because then you're going to look at that and go.
Yeah.
The Nazis did that, and we didn't do it.
They would not want Seagal's Patriot. They reject
Nope.
that. Yeah.
And they'd be like, that is
He
true.
thinks he's Japanese.
Okay, since my friend Alan isn't here, I'll do it for him. Weeaboo.
He thinks he's Japanese, and I'm freaking French. I don't know.
I wonder if that's why they had his character be like that in Machete.
Is that why, like, now his hair's like this, and he's dyed black, and he's got the black goatee and the glasses?
Probably. I wouldn't put it past him. All right. Oh yeah, that was true.
I forgot. Did he have a Mexican accent in Machete?
I think he did. It's like it's been so long since I've seen it, I don't remember how he sounded, and I just remember like some of the stuff he did. But yeah, I wouldn't put it.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Worst films of this year, or last year, excuse me. Well, let me bring up the list of last year's films because
I have to look too. I mean, just to kind of. I know there's quite a few bad, like, there's some bad ones last year I didn't even bother checking out.
let's see. Okay, here's a list of popular ones. I haven't seen Licorice Pizza. I did not see the remake of West Side Story. Although I think that even if I don't like that film as a whole, I think there's going to be one aspect of it I'll probably appreciate, and that's that they actually have the Puerto Rican characters speak Spanish in their homes. The Green Knight, I haven't seen. That one seems to depend on your personal preference, because if I remember right, I think Matt didn't like it, right?
I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I haven't seen his review of it.
I think he didn't, but Joe liked it, so we'll see. I usually like fantasy ones. Like I said, I haven't seen Dune yet. I have the Blu-ray, but I haven't seen Pig yet. Let's see. Haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife. Haven't seen The Last Duel. Haven't seen Free Guy. That one, most people seem to be hating.
Yeah.
Which is why some people are worried about Deadpool 3 because that director is directing it.
Yeah, the same guy that what did he direct? Night in Museum.
Let's see. I haven't seen Eternals yet. I've seen all the memes for it though. My favorite one is for the character that's played by the guy that played one of the Starks in Game of Thrones, where he's like doing like, "Why are you practicing your facial expressions?" I haven't seen The Kingsman, but then I haven't seen the other two either. Haven't seen Let There Be Carnage, but I did see the post-credit sequence.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one.
I do find it funny though. It's like you go to an alternate universe, all you do is get drunk
Yeah.
and start asking questions about said alternate universe. I guess that makes sense. I mean, like, what? Like, really? These are the type of things you guys have in your universe?
Yeah. No, like I was looking at a list just now, like 10 worst movies of 21. I'm like, okay, there's a couple of that I remember, but I did not see, like Cosmic Sim or Bruce Willis.
I didn't
Space,
see.
Space Jam 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, even though I can technically watch it since I got HBO Max.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. Did not see House of Gucci.
I've heard bad things about that one.
Yeah, I have too. It's like one of those things. Most people seem to hate it, other than liking some of the performances from the main cast. Have not seen Encanto yet, even though I've listened to 2 of the songs from it. I've not seen The Matrix Resurrections, which that will probably be one of them from stuff I've heard about it. But then again, if I ever do get around to watching it, it'll be right after I watch the other 3.
You think you would like it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My hate for it probably won't be as extreme because won't have that anticipation from years of waiting and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had a couple problems with it, I didn't hate it. And that's Black Widow. That one, I know a lot of people hated that one.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah. I saw that in theaters on a date. Wasn't that like I said? I liked it all right. Like the main issue I know a couple people had with it was like some of the humor,
Mhm.
but the humor that comes from the sibling dynamic relationship that worked. At least for me, it did. Uh, the Suicide Squad. Yeah, that one
I
was
like that a lot, actually.
that was a fun one. And
Did
that
you
one
like
you
it
can
more than the 2016 one?
yeah, that one I haven't gotten around to reviewing yet this one, but I do plan on it and it one of the big things it does fix some of the issues I had with the previous one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
And of course Stallone is having fun with the voice acting.
Yeah, I wish he was in it more. That's my only. That's one thing I would say.
Book read.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The only.
Old. I
And by
haven't
the way,
seen that.
side note, the only film I can tolerate Joe Kinnaman and John Cena in. Yeah.
Let's see. Old. Haven't seen that one. Haven't seen the new Resident Evil one. This one's not a bad one, but I remember you liking this one. I haven't seen Nobody yet.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy that one.
I know a lot of people were a little disappointed by this one, but I haven't seen Raya the Last Dragon yet.
I like the animation. Maybe someday I'll give it a watch.
Now this one I haven't seen yet. My grandma hasn't seen it. Maybe I'll sit down and watch it with her. Being the Ricardos.
Oh, is that the Lucy movie?
Yep.
Desi Arnaz.
Yeah. Lucy, you gotta call it.
Is that the one with Nicole Kidman playing Lucy? Okay,
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer. Yeah.
And then I know a lot of people didn't really like this one. Mortal Kombat Legends: Battle of the Realms.
No, I didn't like it. Did you watch it?
I haven't seen it yet,
Oh my.
other than like a couple scenes. I hear it's a cluster.
Yeah, it's mediocre. I would say
Hey, you gotta say it right.
mediocre.
Mediocre.
Yeah, combat. Yeah,
Uh,
and with no combat, no tournament, nothing.
oh no, that was you're thinking of. I think you might be thinking of the live action one. Or does that happen in that one too?
Which one? What?
The animated direct to video one.
What do you mean? What are you asking?
The Mortal Kombat direct to video animated one. Is that the one you're talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about the reboot.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I actually didn't mind that one.
Oh, you didn't mind the reboot?
Yeah, I had some issues with it, but the tournament wasn't one of them. Because leave it to Shang Tsung to cheat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
the whole part of Game 3 is them cheating. So,
well, real quick on that. Like, what are your thoughts on Cole as a character?
I mean, he is one part of the script that definitely needed another pass or two, like either in another draft or get a script doctor to specifically patch up his one.
Hmm.
Because if you're going to get a script doctor that's only going to do certain parts of it, you get one that specialize in that type of drama. And then, of course, I didn't notice it at first, but his power at the end is literally plot armor.
Yeah. What did you think about them not bringing in Johnny Cage?
That one is one of those ones that's like, yeah, you miss him because him and his one liners are missed. But if they're going to have Kano be kind of an anti hero for part of the film, you kind of see why they wouldn't have him there because Kano
Mhm.
is the one doing the one liners instead. Which is why for a sequel, they definitely better have Johnny Cage there because we need those one liners.
Yeah, I mean, Kano was one of the only like decent parts of the reboot. But
Kano wins.
yeah, but you know, for me, I just didn't care for the film. But I would say one of the decent parts about it is Kano. That's all I could say, really.
Oh yeah. Give me. I haven't seen it, but I hear people that like the games don't like it. Injustice.
Injustice. Okay, I haven't don't know much about.
Essentially a movie adaptation of the Injustice games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Wild Man Beyond.
Got it. Long Halloween. Oh yeah, the animated reboot of Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
They made that really?
Yeah, that was my reaction. Like, really, you already did it live action. Why are you doing it in animated form now?
Because they made like two or three of those movies, right?
Oh yeah, here's one that'll probably end up on the list once I actually watch it. Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh God.
Ugh. Oh,
God.
oh,
You know what?
oh.
That is the worst movie of last year for me. I watched that because it was a paid request.
The only part of
Fuck
the
that
movie,
movie.
only part of it I've seen is the scenes with Buzz, and that's because when I heard he's in it, I'm like, wait for someone to upload him. Found it. I'm like, really? He's a cop?
He's a cop that sits in the car eating burritos, and then you find out in real life the guy that plays Buzz is a piece of work.
No. What do you do?
Oh, he got in trouble for strangling his girlfriend or something like that. I'll look it up real quick. I mean, like, I'll read like a headline, but yeah, it came out. Arrested for allegedly assaulting girlfriend while attending a fan convention.
Sounds like something Buzz would do.
Yeah. So Buzz grew up to be a girlfriend beater,
Yep. They
an
shouldn't have let,
assaulter.
they shouldn't have let him be in their film if he was growing on their ass.
Yeah. Uh, that happened back in December.
So after the film already wrapped and it was being uploaded.
Yeah. And I bet you're not, it's still on Disney Plus, so they're not going to take Buzz out of it.
Yeah. We invite you into our film and this is the way you repay us?
Yeah. So Buzz, yeah, stuck the character. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, when we find out apparently Kevin is rich now.
Yeah, that he works for like a security company because they mentioned that in the movie. I'm like, okay, I could see that.
Yeah,
Like,
the
why can't
best.
we get that movie?
Yeah. Now that probably be a better movie, especially with Macaulay Culkin actually being in a better place now.
Yeah, I mean, give us that movie, and Macaulay Culkin can come back. But the
And
Morbius,
I haven't heard about it. I know there's been some people talking about some leaks or whatnot, but I haven't heard about any specifics.
do you look forward to that?
Morbius, I was kind of on the fence about it, but then when I saw the trailer both times I saw Batman, I'm like, I'll give it a shot. I don't think it's like weekend of watch, but it's definitely one I'll check out, even if just procrastinate, wait until it goes to the cheap theater or something.
And now they're working on Craven the Hunter. They're filming that right now, apparently.
Craven the Hunter. The main question I have on Morbius is one a lot of people have is like, which Spider-Man universe is this supposed to be set in?
I don't think they know.
Of course, when I was talking with one of my coworkers about it, I did bring up this point, and that is, even though Michael Keaton is apparently in it, that could technically just be a variant of his character. I mean, they introduced that in the last year and a half in a lot of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, with some of the variants, it's different actors, but other ones, it's the same actor. Could be a case like that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, I don't know if I look forward to Morbius, and I could say the same for Craven the Hunter. I mean, I don't know why we're giving Spider-Man villains their own movie, but
Did they announce who's playing Craven?
the guy that plays Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor
Oh,
Johnson, yeah.
oh. Hmm. I don't know. That's a weird one, but I'll reserve judgment until we see something because we know what happens every time a lot of us get on one of them about it.
Yeah,
I mean, how many times have people gotten on the Batman actors about it only for them to be turn around and go, okay,
exactly. I
wasn't a
haven't seen
fan
Jungle
of
Cruise.
I haven't seen it either. I think The Rock looks funny in that hat, though, he's wearing in it.
Yeah, but maybe the Rock needs to get out of the jungle once in a while. I mean,
Yeah. He started his career in the jungle, now he's in the jungle. Now it's to the point where Arnold should have been pointing at him, give this job to my friend. He just love to play in the jungle.
yeah, yeah, that's the Rock now, not Stallone. Yeah,
Yep. Stone Cold
Snake
just sent him
Eyes.
a letter.
Did you see Snake Eyes?
That's that spinoff of the G.I. Joe films, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out last year.
Nah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the G.I. Joe films either.
Yeah, I haven't either. The ones that, yeah, the first movie and the second movie.
Yeah, I never really watched the G.I. Joe cartoons when I was a kid. I knew of them, but I never watched them. Yeah, thanks, Wild Man.
Are you
This
wearing
is
an
what.
Undertaker shirt?
Yeah, this is the shirt from '02 when he was during the Big Evil time when he was a heel and was the undisputed champion.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah,
I was wondering what that was.
that was one of his symbols. Yeah, it's got this on it, then it has like Dead Man Ink or something on the back.
Yeah, I'd definitely be watching the Hall of Fame. Speaking of that,
Oh yeah.
aren't you?
And
I
when you
mean, it's a little surprising that there's only what, three inductees.
yeah. But of course when you get Undertaker in there, it's like do you really need to put that many more people in there with him?
Yeah,
And also with how many people are already in it, this is probably where they should start slowing down how many people they put in per year and stop following the format where it's like, okay, we're going to put in a foreign wrestler, we're going to put in a woman, we're going to put in a tag team, make it less predictable.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that Vader's going in, but a little bit.
Yep.
I
Although,
wish.
like a lot of other wrestling fans, I'm going. I'll take no reason this should not have happened while he was still alive for 500, please, Alex.
Exactly. While you wait for these guys to die, then. But anyways, yeah, I'll definitely be catching that. Stole my title. Yeah. Have you seen Reacher?
uh, I've seen little bits of it because when it first came out, one of the supervisors at work was talking about it, and he showed us a couple scenes. Like he showed us that scene where he beats up the two guys, and then the third guy's like, "I know where the hospital is."
That's a great scene.
Yeah, I gotta just make time to watch the rest of it because I'm so backlogged on stuff I gotta watch. Like, like each week I gotta watch at least 1 to 2 episodes of Raymond to try to get this stuff out. I got another review project that I'm keeping mum right now until I get it all recorded. That I got to start watching more episodes for. Been trying to watch One Piece episodes just randomly,
Mhm.
and then of course got to try to make time to watch other stuff like for Batman, that's 3 hours, and then counting in another hour for the travel time to the theater I go to and back. So
How long does it take you to get to the theater?
I've been going to like one of the theaters with reclining seats around here, depending on traffic, maybe 25, 30 minutes.
Oh wow.
Of course, that's going because I've been going. That's why I've been going to the later showings with traffic's a little bit less. And by the time the theater movie got out, it's like, how many people are going to be driving around at 1 a.m.? Oh boy, 1 a.m. And then I gotta watch Reacher. Still gotta watch Invincible. Um, I'm trying to think of other shows. I still haven't watched season 3 of Stranger Things.
Oh wow. I still haven't seen that show yet.
I'm trying to think of. Still got to finish seasons 3 and 4 of JoJo.
Okay, I
I
don't know
think
what that is.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's a long running manga. It's kind of in the same vein as stuff like Fist of the North Star and Berserk,
Okay.
like character design. And the Bizarre is kind of putting it lightly when you look at the different seasons and this weird stuff.
Yeah.
Just listening to the shorthand synopsises of each season kind of should tell you it. Like that they haven't animated this part yet, but the shorthand for the 7th part, Jesus told me to kill the president.
Yeah.
You're like, what? And then you like find out what happens. You're like, oh,
Yeah, I still got a lot to catch up with, man. I mean, I put out like a request video, and now it's like I got all these requests I got to get to, and but yeah, that's gonna go on through April and maybe May. But
hopefully you're not calling out Mayday, Mayday.
yeah, I got a schedule. I mean, the next review is Attack
Yep,
Force, and
that is true.
that I just rewatched War Games today. Good movie.
Yeah, there's not that many villains that really need their own spin-off movies.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, man,
Maybe a spin-off short, but not a full-length feature film.
huh?
He wants to take on Holland's Spider-Man or on the Spider-Man that's in that universe. Which, of course, if it's Holland one, I don't know, to try not to be spoiler heavy based on No Way Home. Is that the reason he would remember him?
I don't know.
And if it's just another Spider-Man in general, like, okay, but it's like, what did that Spider-Man ever do to you?
Exactly.
Then again, the villains in the animated Spider-Man movie all wanted to go after the different Spider-Man, even though they had no beef with them specifically.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
I got the Blu-ray. I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it.
Oh, yeah. That's probably one of my favorite little copyright gags. I mean, can you say that? I mean, legally?
Hey, Kamen Rider.
Hey.
Yeah, I need to watch it, man.
What year are you on right now, Wild Man? Oh, yeah, I heard about
Yeah, I know
that.
about that.
Yeah, given his little cardiac scare, I'm not surprised.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, given with his little cardiac scare, it's probably for the best. I mean, with how often he'd been wrestling the last couple years, it's gotten less and less. And I think the last time he actually wrestled was that Saudi Arabia match where Shawn Michaels came out of retirement and he tore one of his pectoral muscles during it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so
that
it's
was
probably
back
for the
in
best.
What, 2019?
Yeah. And probably not in the best ring shape, that. I mean, he looks good, but he's not in ring shape. I mean, you always hear the wrestlers on podcasts and all that talk about there's a difference between being in shape and being in ring shape, cardio wise. Yeah. And then whatever causes heart strain, which just from how he looks, I'm not going to be surprised if it was a combination of stress and maybe whatever else he was probably putting in his body.
Yeah.
Because even if he was putting like the stuff like Stallone uses.
Oh, HGH.
Yeah. All the other stuff around it probably. And there might also be a family genetic thing that kind of caused it. But
I think you did mention that.
Especially at his age, the last thing he needs to do is get in the ring again and then end up passing out and then dying in the ring. That's the last thing that he needs and the last thing the company would need. I can just imagine if that happened, Vince in the back would be like, God damn it.
Yeah, I would just say, just live your life and, take care of your health. Health comes first.
Yep. Yeah, the last thing those three little girls of his need is to have no dad.
Yeah. But I did see the interview with him and Stephen A. Smith where he talked about that. The Reacher books.
Oh, yeah. It's on the long list of stuff to read. But speaking of which, I just did get a book I ordered in the mail today. Been wanting to get this in the collection for a while.
Yeah, I agree, Wild Man. Oh, really? Novelization of Hook?
Yep. I flipped through it earlier just to look for a couple scenes that I heard that are actually extended in here. I also noticed a little bit of dialogue differences, but that's to be expected. There's always going to be subtle differences like that. Like, have you ever read the Alien novelization?
It's up there. Yeah. I do have it.
Quite different in parts, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I need to one day do a book collection video because I have some books up there.
Yeah, mine are all on the other side. Let me just move the camera
I can move the camera real quick, but hold on. Yeah, mine are all up there. See that?
And those VHSs. I think there's some other stuff over there along with them.
Good. Wait. So let me see your books again. Oh wow, man.
Yep.
I'm still trying to expand my collection.
Oh yeah.
Ever seen Cobra Kai?
Not fully. I've seen some individual scenes from the different seasons, so I know some of the plot points. It just says that before watching it, I actually want to sit down and watch the first 3 movies proper, so I have the full context of what goes on. Although, from how I see they introduce the characters, probably I could probably get away watching the first one, then get into the first season, and then as they introduce the other ones, go back and watch the other two.
I
'Cause I know with
enjoyed the
this,
show.
I think with this latest season, I could probably wait and watch 3 till right before then.
Yeah. But I look forward to season 5. And one day I will watch Stranger Things.
Yep. If you took Stranger Things, a show that you get if you were to take Stephen King's tropes and put them in a blender with Spielberg's tropes. That it is. It is a classic. So many memes of it. I mean, the Dio memes alone. Yeah. Then, I mean, there's a reason why it's like, is this a JoJo reference?
Yeah.
Menacing spoon. Oh, it is Holland's.
Oh wow.
So I guess it's probably this thing I mentioned earlier. Either unless this takes place early in the timeline, because they'll do that sometimes.
Yeah. Because
That's
now
part of the
we're in a
reason.
new one. We're in a new universe, right? Not, I mean, for people out there who haven't seen No Way Home, but
Uh, you mean for the
at,
mainstream MCU universe, or you mean?
I bet at the end of the movie, at the end of No Way Home,
Oh,
have you seen No Way
that's
Home?
yeah. I think it's supposed to be the same universe. It's just that
Yeah.
I'm trying to say it without doing spoilers in case there's people who haven't seen it yet. Uh, uh, yeah, we mentioned it earlier, Wild Man. I haven't seen it yet. I have seen the Harold Ramis tribute in the film, though. That I thought
Oh
was
yeah.
handled pretty well.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, how Ramus' spirit in the movie. I like that.
Even death's not gonna keep me down. What should I like better? Hmm, that's a good question. I'll probably say Spider Verse. Not to say No Way Home is bad, because I've only watched both of them once.
Mhm.
Just trying to go off of them. But as a whole, with the pacing, humor, character interactions, and all that, you go with Spider Verse. No Way Home does have some good interactions in there, but it's not quite the same type of Spider Verse esque film as Into Spider Verse is. It's more a film for one person that just happens to have some surprises based on the plot.
One day I'm going to watch Spider Verse.
Yeah,
It's still in the wrap. I need to give it a
yeah.
watch.
I hope with the Spider Verse sequels, though, they start bringing in some more stuff that was in the comics. Like, I don't think the animated one would do this one, but like when they were doing that big thing proper, I did read one volume that my friend had just purchased where it's a really dark alternate universe Spider-Man. Where if you know Spider-Man's story, you know who's who in there because they have different names. But it's like, oh my God, Uncle Ben is an abusive prick in this universe.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when he turns into Spider-Man, it's kind of like those arcs where the mutation actually turns him into a humanoid spider.
Yeah.
And then he starts eating people. Now, I know he said he
SummerSlam.
wanted to eat MJ, but I think I should stop there. SummerSlam 03. Oh, that was a good pay-per-view.
Was that the one? Like,
With
I haven't seen, but it's a Sable on the cover. Like the cover, Sable. Is that the one
yeah,
I'm thinking about?
there's one big blight on that pay-per-view, though.
Okay, is that the
Goldberg's in
one?
the Goldberg's in the chamber. He's sparing everybody on that damn flare.
Is that the one
He just
with Kurt
had a
Angle
Triple
versus
H
Shane?
persuasion. Kurt Angle versus Shane? No, that's King of the Ring 01.
Okay, let me see. I forgot some of the matches. That one.
That was the one with the second elimination chamber, where Kevin Nash. That's post him getting his head shaved before he went to go film the Punisher.
Oh yeah. And by the
In
way,
Soviet
it is. That's the one with Sable on the cover.
Russia, Waldo finds you.
Yeah. Yeah, Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, that was. I remember that being a good match. Those
Shane
two always
McMahon
had
versus
magic.
Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, and I think that was right before Shane's feud with Kane, where Kane took the car battery to his manhood.
Oh, okay, I remember that now.
What else are you? What
And
else
then
is
they
on
had like
that
an
one?
ambulance match that
Oh
year,
yeah,
Survivor Series. Yeah.
oh yeah, the
What are your
same
thoughts?
night.
What are your thoughts on Stone Cold coming back?
Well, I mean, he's kind of hinted, but a couple times before he was going to. I mean, in '06 he was, but he didn't like the creative. And it's going to probably depend on what type of match it is. If it ends up being like a cinematic one, he'll be protected a bit more.
Hmm.
I mean, he's been out of the ring like for almost 20 years, so his neck, after everything, should be in better condition than it was that night when he wrestled The Rock for the last time. Like, have you ever seen that match?
The WrestleMania 19. No, I haven't seen
Yep.
the match.
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen their 17 match. I have seen the WrestleMania 15 one, but even without having watched their previous ones and not knowing that was his retirement match, if you go in and watch that match, you can tell that there's something off about it, like the way that Stone Cold's moving in there. And then when you find out, he had just gotten out of the hospital, he'd had like his vitals and stuff were off. Like he'd gone to the gym with Kevin Nash, and then he's like, Kevin, I'm not feeling right. Sure, you might want to go to a doctor or something there. And just the way it's paced and all that, you're like, hmm. And then, of course, it being his final match, you kind of give it a little bit of slack there, especially since his neck and all,
Yeah.
because this is when it was really starting to come down on him, even though he'd already had the surgery. It was kind of like when Edge retired for the first time.
Oh yeah. Oh, spinal stenosis. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Cool. And Ivan Reitman's passing. Oh yeah, that was that was a that was quite a loss there.
Yeah, that was sad to hear. Great director. Loved
Yeah,
Ghostbusters. The
I
first
haven't
two.
really, I haven't really seen a lot of his films other than the Ghostbusters ones.
Yeah, Twins is great.
Oh yeah, I have seen Twins, but it's been years since I watched it all the way through.
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh yeah, Kindergarten Cop, that one.
Yeah.
That's a class. That's a classic.
Statutuma.
Shut up! There is no bathroom. You eat other kids' lunches.
But real quick on the Stone Cold thing, we'll see what happens. I mean, will you be watching WrestleMania 38?
The first night I'll probably be watching live. The second night, since I work next Sunday, depending on what time we take lunch, I'll probably sit down and start watching whatever it is. Like if it's a good match.
Hmm.
At the very least, once I get off work and get home, I'll probably get on Peacock and then fast forward at least to watch the main event.
Okay.
Because that's one of the few matches I'm actually looking forward to where I'm like, I'll watch this all the way through.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
I
though,
think I'll watch the first night.
yeah, because the last time I watched any of the ones live was 2 years ago when they first did the two-nighter one. And of course, you can't. When is Undertaker going on against AJ Styles? You gotta watch it.
Yeah. Oh, the
And I just,
cinematic match. Yeah.
I just love how that spawned a meme of its own. When Undertaker pops up behind him,
Yeah.
that meme will never stop being funny.
Um,
My
I
favorite used
thought
to,
I'll see what happens. I mean, I may give it a watch. There's a couple of matches maybe I'll check out, but I don't have Peacock. But we'll see what happens.
yeah, they'll probably leak at least for a while. Oh, yep, that it does.
Uh, yeah, Sable. Yep.
Yep, but we all know who doesn't miss Sable. Brock
Oh,
Lesnar. No, no, no,
I thought you were saying Cornette. Yeah.
no. Cornette doesn't miss her, but Brock doesn't miss her. She's in the cabin with him. And as he said live on UFC that one time, I'm gonna go home and plow my wife. Oh, the Jericho Mickey Rourke storyline. I remember enjoying that storyline.
Yeah, it was good.
Jer- Jericho getting full heel on it, lambasting all the legends, and then lambasting Rourke. You're just a Hollywood tough guy playing a wrestler. You don't know any of this stuff. Chris, you're forgetting he boxed. Why do you think his face looks like that?
Yeah, I still haven't seen the wrestler either.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray of it somewhere. I've seen a couple of the scenes from that one.
But you want to go on for another 20 minutes?
Sure. That
Okay.
film is also the birth of one of my favorite Hoganisms.
What's that?
Uh, which Hoganism it is, or what is a Hoganism?
I mean, which is it?
Uh,
What?
that he was offered the lead role in a wrestler but turned it down.
Oh wait, okay, I've heard of that.
And that one is like really, Hogan? You gonna say that? uh, of course, so a lot of those Hoganisms are funny. But I think my favorite of them is that, yeah, brother, I was offered the audition for Metallica, brother, but I turned it down to continue on. Then Lars called bullshit on it right away.
Metallica, come on.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I mean, even outside, he's not wearing the red and yellow. Can you imagine him up on stage, jamming with guys 10 years younger than him? Like, imagine Hogan up there playing the opening riff for whom the bell tolls. Just that's a funny sight.
Nicolas Cage.
I can kind of see it. I mean, we know he has the dramatic chops, and he also could go batshit insane like you would need for like a wrestler that wrestled in the 80s. Like, you've seen a lot of Hogan, Warrior, Savage promos how they get like intense.
Yeah.
Like, Cage would have fun doing a promo like that.
Yeah, he would, especially.
Ayatollah!
Yeah. I would like to see Cage as a wrestler now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, speaking of which, have you seen the leaked photos from the movie Renfield?
yeah, him as Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the bees. What are your thoughts on that?
That meme or that movie?
Well, Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. I mean,
Took him that long to actually become a vampire.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, people say that Rob is the worst vampire ever because it took him 14 years to become a bat. Well, look at him.
Yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, though, he's unique because he chooses different things.
Yep. Of course, he also chooses some crap stuff, but that's because of his IRS problems. Which, did you hear the recent news about that?
What happened?
Apparently, he's now paid off the IRS.
Well, that's good.
Yep, that means he'll probably be able to pick a lot less of the crappy ones and actually pick more interesting stuff.
Yeah, I can't. I probably will go check out the movie that he's got coming out soon where he plays himself. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for that.
Oh, what's that one about?
I forgot. It's a long title, but let me get it right. I think it comes out in like a month or so. Yeah, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, where he plays himself.
Oh, The Unbearable Weight of Massive. That's a title that grabs you.
Yeah, and apparently he's going to reprise his roles, like from his past movies.
Okay, I'll read the synopsis here.
Go ahead.
A cash-strapped Nicolas Cage agrees to make a paid appearance at a billionaire superfan's birthday party, but is really an informant for the CIA since the billionaire fan is a drug kingpin and gets cast in a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, the trailer's fun. It looks like a fun movie.
Yeah. Well, let's see who's in it. Pedro Pascal's in it. Demi Moore's in it. Neil Patrick Harris. Sharon Horgan.
When does it come out again? Let's see here.
April 22nd.
Yeah, I'll probably go check that out.
Yeah,
Nicolas Cage has been married 5 times, really?
And of course, one of his kids has the perfect name for going into acting.
Oh, Kal-El.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he has the Coppola as the surname, but if you went with Cage's one, that is such an action movie name right there. This
Yeah.
summer, Kal-El Cage
Khaled.
in.
Face
I'm looking.
on. Yeah.
I'm looking at him as like, let's see, Patricia Arquette from '95 to '01. How the fuck did he mess that one up? Lisa Marie Presley '02 to '04. Alice Kim Cage '04 doesn't list when they divorced. Erica Koike. They were only married for 2 months in 2019.
2 months. Jeez. She couldn't handle the cage.
And then Rico Shibata.
Oh yeah, they go. Oh that comment.
Oh
The
yeah,
love triangle. Yeah.
oh yeah, the storyline that Triple H had nipped in the bud. That whole thing around that time where Triple H was like, "Oh, they're not going to take Angle seriously at this level." It's like, really? They're not going to take the Olympic gold medalist seriously.
Yeah.
If there's any level of being a wrestler where you'll be taken seriously if they put a world title on you, it's that level. Like, even if you're like, maybe it might stretch it a little bit more if you're like race size and you're going up against The Undertaker, but you could build it that he's out wrestling the guy. And Angle, he's still pretty decent. He's like, man, he was about 6'1" there, like 220 to 240. So he would have been wrestling in the heavyweight division. And I could tell you at the high school level, heavyweight wrestling is pretty intense. So going up to the Olympic level, oh yeah. I mean, there's a reason why in his one of his speeches he said in the Olympics he beat Russians and Iranians that were tougher than Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Freak and Sheik.
I wasn't a fan of his last match, and I did watch that.
The one against Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one, they shouldn't have done that one. I think, if I remember right, I think he wanted either another new person or Cena to be his last opponent.
Yeah, and Cena would have made sense.
Yep.
As much as I don't like Cena, but let me see
Yeah,
here.
that would have been a fun little match. Especially since Cena debuted against Angle.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, I forgot. Spirits Unleashed.
Oh, I haven't played that one.
Yeah, there's a trailer out for it.
Oh yeah, I got to look at that one in these days. I'm still slowly making my way through the old one though. Her being back in wrestling. I haven't watched her more recent matches, and I've been loosely keeping track of the storyline. I mean, it's good to see she's back in there after procreating.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one downside about being a female in the wrestling business is if you want to do that, you got to actually step away. Whereas men, we don't have to worry about it, but that's biology for you.
Yeah.
But she's back. Mr. Nanny, I saw at least once when I was a Ute.
Oh, Ute.
Yep. I don't remember much about it other than the fact Hogan's in it. Suburban Commando, I do enjoy that film. I was frozen today.
Yeah, frozen today.
Antifreeze. And of course, what other movie are you going to see Hogan and Undertaker fight on a movie set, and then Undertaker come out and then go in a high squeak voice, "You're a dead man, Ramsey."
Let me guess, you're gonna pound my face. What are you, nuts? This is the 90s. We're gonna see you.
One of the funniest lines in the whole movie.
Yeah. I remember watching that just all the time when I would pop in TMNT 2 on VHS, and the trailer was before that.
Yeah, that's how they ended that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a fun movie. I mean, it's not perfect, but
they're blood-sucking creatures that make a living off the blood of others. Investment bankers? Yeah, No Holds Barred. I've only seen a couple scenes in it.
Zeus. Is that the one with Zeus? Yeah.
What's that smell? Where Hulk Hogan is playing Hulk Hogan in all but name.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I've heard how
Yep, and
bad.
that was
I've heard how bad
essentially
it is.
yeah, that's essentially Hogan and Vince's return volley for Piper walking away to go do They Live. At least we got a decent song out of it. Oh yeah, she was in that one.
Oh yeah, that's cool,
Dookie.
dude. Yeah, no one's barred I haven't seen, but I know of its reputation.
I think it's on Peacock right now. I have to check. Because before, at least in the States, they got rid of the network proper. I was actually surprised they weren't putting up their WWE banner films up.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like that's the perfect streaming platform to put them up. Then
Uh,
again, they were taking forever to put up other stuff from the vault.
yeah. Yeah. Someday maybe I'll get Peacock. I mean, I haven't been in too much of a hurry lately, but I don't really watch the product anymore.
Yeah. Well, the upside to it is with Peacock, not only you get access to that and all the older content like WCW,
Mm-hmm.
but you also get all the shows that Peacock has on there anyway.
Okay. Now there's a question right here, but it's up to you if you want to answer it or.
Vince Shapiro.
I mean, I don't really. It's again, it's up to you if you want to answer. I mean, I don't really go there with political topics or anything like that. But
Well, in the words of Marv, man, I don't even have an opinion. Because I know that guy's name, I just haven't really looked up much about the guy one way or another.
the new Bel Air show, I'm not watching.
Yeah, same here. Why is it not a sitcom?
Because everything has to be serious, Mario. You know that.
Yep. I mean, this would have been the perfect thing. If you're going to reboot it still as a sitcom. Or how about this? Just do it as like a limited run series, but have it be a sequel where now Will is in the Uncle Phil type slot.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
But like reverse it. Like instead of sending someone from Bel Air to Bel Air, you're sending someone from Bel Air or that type of area to where Will's living. Because the show
Yeah, I
ended
mean,
with the whole family going like their separate ways and all that. Maybe like
yeah,
Carlton's kid gets in trouble.
yeah. I've seen the trailer. I'm like, I mean, I know they made like this trailer a while back, and that got attention, and that's why they made the show. And I'm like, that's nothing for me. Mr. Bean.
It seems funny. I just haven't watched a lot of the stuff. I know more about Atkinson from his other projects. Like I
Yeah,
know
same
he's in
here.
Black Adler, his voiceover work, and of course, along with Hugh Laurie being in one of my favorite little sketches about Shakespeare. How about to be or not to be? That is the question. You can't say that. That's gibberish.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Mr. Bean. I can't say. Um, but I guess I'll let people know right here. I mean, since we're getting near the end here, but and we'll go on for a few more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, at some point, me and Mario, we're going to get up again, and if if there's an idea for a video or a discussion or commentary or anything that you guys want to leave in the chat here or the comment section, let us know down below.
If you want to torture us and have us watch a bad movie, want us to
Yeah,
watch a good movie we haven't seen yet together, watch something new so we can see what our thoughts are on it.
yeah. So let us know. But we'll go on for a few more minutes here, and I'll mention again. But exactly.
I think we all know the answer to that. I like money.
Yeah, that's perfectly sums it up.
I just hope, even though he's probably not going to be on there for anything, I hope at least Will Smith's getting a decent paycheck as like a producer or something out of it.
Is he involved with it?
I would assume at least on some small level if they're remaking it, but I guess it would depend on like how his contract for the original show was to put in there. Because at the bare minimum, the people that created the original show would have to be getting royalties from the based on credit.
Yeah. But that question there, probably not. I mean, like I said, we're probably going for a few more minutes here. And there's only one person watching, so oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Here's a question for Wild Man.
Ooh, on a Rambo Reacher crossover. Well, considering they both are wanderers who were veterans, I'm sure they would have a lot in common and a lot to talk about. The difference, of course, would be like how they were perceived following their wars. I mean, we all know how Rambo was treated when he came home, the way a lot of other Vietnam veterans were treated. Spat at, called baby killer, even if they had nothing to do with it, all because of the actions of certain soldiers and orders from our government.
Mhm.
And Reacher, for going off the show one, I think he was like a more recent veteran. There's still going to be a little bit of negativity there, depending on which place he was sent to.
Yeah.
If he was sent to Afghanistan, maybe not as much. Sent to Iraq, yeah, because of that whole thing. Mr. President, yeah, we got some news. There are no weapons. They will. I can't really do a good W one.
I'm actually working on a topic video about that because that's a request I got for Wild Man, like giving some ideas for a crossover. So
Yeah,
that's actually one of my next videos, Wild Man.
probably easy way to have a meet would probably be like Reacher blowing into town wherever around where Rambo's family ranch is. Now, what I'm saying is, I have not seen the last Rambo film yet, so I don't know exactly how that ends, other than him kicking ass and taking names
Yeah.
when they try to storm his house.
The best
But
part of the movie.
yep, you'd have to figure out a way for them to cross paths, like maybe I don't know, maybe they run into another little kidnapping thing, or they run into some cops executing some police brutality.
Yeah. Or there's a robbery at the store or a grocery store. I don't know.
Yeah, like they're both like Reacher is in there, and then when he's about to intervene, that's where Rambo walks in and like disarms the guy, and he's like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, that's like just the look on Reacher's face is like asking like, who was that?" And then the owner, after it all come down, like, "Oh, that's John. He lives in the ranch on the outskirts of town."
I would love to see that fight. But
You just keep pushing, don't you?
yeah,
So that's a good question right there.
I would say either.
Probably depends on the script and who he's working with. Because technically in Pulp Fiction, he's playing both. It depends on what part of the movie we're at. Like when we're following his character in Samuel L. Jackson, they're the good guys. But it's later when we're following Bruce Willis that he's the bad guy
Yeah.
and literally gets caught with his pants down because he forgets the gun on the table.
He's a great bad guy. I mean, he could play a great bad guy in Broken Arrow and Face Off.
Yep. And then of course,
The Punisher, I forgot about that almost.
before that, he was a bad guy when it comes to just cinema because of the fact he got a certain movie made in the year 2000.
Oh, okay. I know.
And remember, if I ever vanish after work, remember the Scientology Center just down the road.
Oh, from you?
Yeah, down Saboba Road. It's like I've only driven down that road at night, so I've never actually seen it up there. I just know between it and the little highway turn that goes up towards the 10 freeway, which is over where Morongo Casino is. I know it's up there in the mountains somewhere.
So you better watch out because after this stream, Travolta might come after you. I mean, for mentioning it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not afraid of John Travolta. It'd be Cruz I'd be more worried about.
Yeah. That's Cruz is more of a problem than I like it, both good actors, but stay away from the Scientology.
Yep. How do I see her back on the show? That's a good question because since her whole story arc was separate from Daniel and everyone else's, and correct, and it was connected directly through Miyagi, it's kind of hard to bring her in unless you add more lore to it that took place in between the films and the show, where I guess Daniel might have met her like when he went to go visit Mr. Miyagi, because I know they've already established that they were still in contact with one another, and he probably went over there and hung out with him. Like maybe like one time he went over there and Miyagi was teaching her character, and Daniel decided to help a little bit, and they stayed in contact through the years, off and on through that. Maybe it's one of those things like we're gonna need another person, or like she just shows up randomly. It's like so it looks like the story I heard about you having a dojo was accurate.
Yeah.
And they're like, who's this? Oh, this is blah blah blah. She was another student of Mr. Miyagi's. And then of course from that you can bring in some of the other characters from the movie.
Yeah, I think she will come back, but I don't know how that's going to play out. I'll be curious to see how that happens. But yeah, I think is this good? I mean, as far as are you good? You want to wrap it up here?
Sure. Well, if you want to go a little bit longer though, we can also do that. I'm fine.
Yeah, we'll have to be in bed at a decent time. I got work in the morning, but
oh yeah.
But for everybody that jumped in here in the chat, thank you. And
one for you all.
Yeah, even though mine's about that much left, but hey, thank you to everybody out there.
Yeah,
for joining.
You asked a lot of good questions here tonight.
Yeah, and well, thank you to Mario. I mean, thank you for joining up, man, and I had fun.
Yeah, same here, buddy. It's always good chatting with you.
And definitely gonna do more. And again, for people out there, yeah, wow, man, seeing the stars.
Keep away from the spice.
Yeah, but yeah, we're looking at getting up more in the future, like collaborations. So again, if there's an idea for a video or topic, a commentary discussion you would like to see me and Mario do at some point, and we're gonna do this again too as well. But let us know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. That's my end.
Yeah.
But you guys have a good night, and we'll see you later.
See y'all.